Hello, I'm Steve Bollinger, and this is Steve's Prophecy Hour. We're going to be talking about September 11th, 2001. That was what people usually refer to as 9/11. Okay, what exactly happened on September 11th? Well, the United States was attacked by some terrorists that had pre-planned all this, premeditated the murder of the people in the Twin Towers and the people on the airplanes and some people in the Pentagon and things like that. So, what does this have to do with nowadays? I mean, this is the autumn of 2025. What does that show us today, and how can we go back and understand what happened back in 24 years ago? Well, America was attacked by people who were demonically influenced. The terrorists obviously were inspired by the devil himself. Okay, these terrorists came on the airplane and took over the airplanes with box knives, which is simply a simple tool, but they caught people unaware of what they were going to do, and they done it with the simplest of things, such as a box knife. So, what does that have to do with us today? Well, first of all, the United States was attacked from the air, and I I watch prophecy and things of this nature and study the Bible about the things that we need to know in order to see what is going to happen futuristically. Okay, so in my church, I go to First Baptist Church in Jackson, Missouri, but I took a spiritual gifts test. They had a class to find out what your spiritual gift was. And there's a dozen or maybe more spiritual gifts that God gave to people. Each one of us has a spiritual gift. But anyway, mine was prophecy, and I've always been interested in Bible prophecy and what is going on in the world and how it relates to you and I, and how the Bible lines up with what is happening in our nowadays culture. So, the United States was attacked by air. In other words, the airplanes crashed into the buildings, and we weren't attacked from the ground. So, what does this mean for us? Well, the Bible states in Ephesians 5 and 6 that Satan is the principality and powers of the air. He is the head of all the principalities and powers of the air, the demons and the demonic entities. He is the head of those. So they usually inspire such things as 9/11. So back in 9/11, there was a lot going on, and there was another simple tool like a box knife that was going to catch people unaware, and it was gaining a lot of traction, and that was the cell phone. The cell phone reaches back probably into the 50s and 60s for the U.S. Army and people like that. But the 70s and 80s went through, and they never had cell phones uh, in public very much at all. Some people, rich people, had phones in their cars back in the 70s and 80s, but it wasn't something that the average person uh, was able to afford or things of that nature. So anyway, back at 9/11, the cell phone was getting into the hands of the American public and almost every country of the world public. And the message about 9/11 was a neon sign to me. Now, I didn't really know what that sign was until about 2020. Um, it was somewhat hidden from me. I was puzzled about what 9/11 meant. But it was a neon sign. Now that I see what I'm seeing, it was a neon sign to the entire world. The entire world knows about 9/11. You go over to France or Italy or Germany or Britain or somewhere like that, and just ask them what 9/11 is, and they'd say, oh, yeah, 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 I know about that. So it was a neon sign to the entire world. And I believe this is what God was saying about that. He was saying, you are now entering into the period of the greatest temptation to do evil as the world has ever known. And you are now entering into the most dangerous period that humans have entered into since the Garden of Eden, since Adam and Eve. And I'll tell you why that I believe that is true. The cell phone is something that takes invisible airwaves and allows you to talk to somebody overseas or next door or 2 states away or anything, anywhere in the world. And they've set this thing up so that it is using the airwaves. The airwaves, according to the Bible, is where Satan rules and reigns, not in the heavens where God is, but in our atmosphere, the air down here above the earth. Between the clouds and the earth is the airwaves that Satan rules in. And so the cell phone is taking those airwaves and using them, and everything is transferring over to having to use the airwaves in order to turn on a machine or pump your gas or turn your computer on or transfer money anymore. If you want to transfer money anymore, you do it electronically. In other words, there's not really cash that exchanges hands, although there is still cash around. Most of it is done electronically. And so that's what that's how it's being sort of transferred over from our natural physical realm into cyberspace or the invisible world. And like I said before, Satan lives in the invisible world, and he's going to try to set up things in the invisible world to run this physical world, and you can't do anything without going through the invisible world to do something in this physical world. So we were attacked uh, from the air. You saw on TV the planes crashing into the Twin Towers, and then the Twin Towers crashing to the ground, killing almost 3,000 people inside that, and many more policemen, and I don't know. There's still people dying from the smoke and the drywall dust and things that got into the lungs. So anyway, we were attacked from the air, and this is how we will be attacked in the future. Um, this cell phone has, over the years, progressed, and it has evolved into a sort of a flip phone, all the way to being able to make phone calls and see who you are that you're calling. FaceTime is what they call that. So, where is it all leading? It's all leading so that there's nothing done that can be done in this physical world except going through internet sources, computer sources, and going through that which is invisible. We can invisibly change money from one account to the other one without any paperwork involved, without signing a piece of paper, without signing anything. We can transfer money from one account to the other. And money is not really tangible anymore. It's not physical. It is in cyberspace, and it's only a number. And you swipe your credit card, or you click your phone, or you do something else on your phone to pay people, like PayPal and Apple Pay and other things, many other ways to invisibly exchange money and do things. People can even turn their ovens on invisibly while they're 200 or 2,000 miles away. They can turn their oven on with their cell phone invisibly. So all of this is getting set up where we are going to have to go through the invisible realm to do anything. Now, they're setting up a much more powerful computer called the quantum computer, and this is going to keep track of billions and billions of transactions daily, and do it without sweating. These computers will never fall behind. A quantum computer will never fall behind. And so what exactly then happened at 9/11? We were attacked with a simple tool on the airplanes. The airplanes were hijacked with box knives, and we are now being hijacked with some other simple tool, a simple tool that is useful. A box knife is useful. Billions of people use a box knife every day to cut boxes open, and it's a useful tool. The cell phone is simply a useful tool. Now, you can take something very useful, even take things that God made and create a very evil thing with it. Let me illustrate. Now, water is essential for every living thing on this earth. Trees, plants, animals, humans, they drink water. However, you can take water and hold someone's head underneath the water and use it for a murder tool. So no matter whether it's good and helpful to everybody, you can still use it for a evil purpose. So marriage and sex is a very good thing. But when people go out and rape someone, they've taken a very precious thing and used it for evil. And so you see, this is how we explain what the cell phone is. It is a very helpful tool, very useful, very popular tool. The reason it's so popular, I believe, is Satan wanted people to get used to the invisible realm. Now, the invisible realm wants to rule our lives, and it will be that way with what the Bible calls the beast mark. In Revelation, you will find that it talks about, Revelation is the last book of the Bible, and it has to do with a lot of prophecy and things of that nature. I've studied it for years. So it says that no man might buy or sell unless he had the mark. Now, the mark is going to be similar to the way the cell phone works. The cell phone in times past had what is called a chip. When you got a new phone, you would get a chip and you would insert your chip into the cell phone, and it would be able to track where you were anywhere on the planet with the GPS. And so the chip was the enabler for the cell phone to work. If you took your chip out, your phone would not work. Okay. Now the beast mark is going to be similar to the chip, only it's going to be a mark on your forehead or in your hand. And it may not be a chip, it may be simply a liquid tattoo or some other form of tattoo, or whatever they develop. Now, Mr. Elon Musk is developing what is called Neuralink, and it links your brain waves or your brain to the computer or the internet. And when a quadriplegic, paralyzed man would think about a website or something that he wanted on his computer, Neuralink being hooked up to the computer and being understanding the brain waves that's coming from your thought would allow the computer to go to the website that the paralyzed man was wanting to go to. Okay, this will evolve like the cell phone evolved. I'm making this video with a cell phone right now. So this cell phone has evolved. Neuralink will evolve, and in the future, the beast mark will be something that will be able to link people's thoughts to the internet. And then the AI and the quantum computer will pick up what you wanted to think about, and what website you wanted to pull up. At the same time, this Neuralink and AI and the quantum computer can also, if you're linked to it with the Beast Mark, will be able to insert thoughts into your mind that you may or may not have wanted there. And it will be sort of like we are partial robots and partial human. We will still have our own thoughts, but if you think about something that is, let's say, Bible-oriented, then AI will filter that out and not allow you to think about God or Jesus or getting saved or anything like that. So this is where we're headed. You can't hardly get on the internet anymore without AI being involved in the thinking process. The phones back when 9/11 happened did not have the capabilities of really thinking like they do today. But when they developed this AI over the years, it evolved into a thinking machine. Your phone is a thinking machine. And so we use this phone, but you have to understand where we are headed. And this is where we're headed. And so we don't have too long of time before the rapture happens. Now, the rapture is going to take you and I, if you are a Christian. I am a Christian. I go to church and I worship Jesus Christ, which is God's only begotten Son. I'm a Christian, and I won't be here when that beast mark is issued, because I've accepted him as my Savior, and I will be what the Bible calls the rapture, will be caught up into heaven, and the unsaved people will be left behind here. So this is what I wanted to talk to you about, and this is today's video about where we're headed. I recently learned that I have the prophecy gift, so I thought I would make a YouTube video about prophecy and where we're headed. And I see this clear as a bell, and I hope you can too. And God bless you. And I'm going to try to make a video once a week. And so if you get this video and you enjoy it, please send it to other people as well. And pray for me that all my provisions are met. I don't believe I have to ask for money. The Lord said he would provide all my needs according to his riches and glory by Christ Jesus. So I will leave that up to God to provide all my needs. So we thank you, and God bless you, and until next time, this is Steve Bullinger at Steve's Prophecy Hour. Goodbye, and God bless.